All right, let's talk custody for a minute. I keep giving it to you. I'm going to keep giving it to you because I want more men to have custody of their children. But you got to understand a few things. So let's walk through 4 or 5 things that will help you in your battle for custody. The first thing is this: you cannot use custody as revenge. Okay? Nobody cares about what happened between you and your child's mother, who cheated on who did what, who called the police. You getting custody cannot be about you getting revenge. Court systems are not designed to make you whole in that way, especially in family court. What type of custody do you want? Do you want primary or do you want joint custody? If you're going to go with primary custody, you have to understand that you need to have a plan in place to show a judge what you're going to be doing while you're the primary parent. What's the child's everyday schedule going to look like? Who's going to pick the child up from school? Who's going to take them to school, conversely? Who's going to be available in case of an emergency at school? Understand, when you're seeking primary custody, you're trying to get the right to have your child more than a person who has already had them for however long. You're also in a fight to get your child more than someone who was at birth given 100% of the rights. So if you want to get primary custody, I'm going to be realistic with you. The person that you're seeking to take it from is going to have some type of significant issues, whether that be with alcohol, whether that be with drugs, whether that be with the criminal justice system or with children's services. There has to be something there that's going to make a judge say, you know what, ma'am, you deserve less because you have some things you need to work through. If you don't have that there, then really don't try to go after primary custody because you're going to waste a lot of money trying to get something that you're never going to get. A word of advice on primary custody: don't try to use it as revenge. And by that, I mean, don't file for sole primary custody. That just looks like you're out to try to stick it to the other parent. Judges don't care about what has happened in the past in your relationship. They've seen it all. They've heard it all. What's in the best interest of the child? And judges are learning now that giving one parent everything and excluding the other parent from that child's life has not been beneficial to children to this day. The second type of custody that is available is 50-50. And this is the one that most judges like. This is what I have with my son as well. This is where you split the time right down the middle. Now that could be week on, week off. That could be 5 and 2. That can be 3 and 4. It could be whatever you want it to look like. Judges are more likely to give you 50-50 custody if this is what you're seeking. Because basically all you're saying is, Your Honor, I just want to be included in my child's life for the equal amount of time that his mother or her mother is included. Judges love that. It shows that you're willing to compromise. It shows that you're willing to work. And it doesn't appear that you're, out to stick it to the other parent. I started off with 50-50 custody of my youngest daughter, but I knew over time that her mother would not be able to continuously be available and be consistent in her life. This is the long game, gentlemen. And you have to understand that going into it. This is not going to end quickly. It's going to take some time, especially if you're dealing with someone who is dead set on trying to prove you wrong. You just have to wait it out. So you get your 50-50 custody and you work with that until there comes a time where you can go back and ask for more. This is a novel concept, but I wholeheartedly believe when it comes to child support, you should put yourself on it first. And I'll give you a few reasons why. Number one, it shows a judge that you are willing to be financially responsible for your obligation in the child that you created. Number two, you may be able to get a reduced amount if you and the mother are on amicable terms from the very beginning. I always say this to young men. The moment your child is born, you should be filing for custody and putting yourself on child support because she may not even really want the child support. So when you go to the hearing, then you are able to negotiate a lower number. And a lower number is what you need, especially if you're going to be fighting for custody of your child. You don't want to get blindsided by a child support order that absolutely wrecks your ability to hire an attorney. Stop filing frivolous motions. It just makes you look crazy. When you go in front of a judge, you need to have a well thought out, organized, detailed reason for why there should be a change to an existing custody order. People wear judges out all the time with motion after motion after motion that are basically just BS. Stop filing motions because someone was late to the custody exchange or because the other parent didn't return a pair of jeans that you bought. It just makes you look bitter. It makes you look contentious, and it makes you look like you cannot handle yourself. As a man, you must be impeccable. I'll say it again. You must be impeccable with your actions and your words. You have to prove to a judge that you are the man that you say you are and that you deserve to be in this child's life. I know it may not be fair. It may not seem fair, but these are the cards that we are dealt as men. So check your emotions. Be like a good security guard. Observe and report. Observe and report. And then when it comes time to go in front of a judge because you have enough detailed information, then you have the ammunition that you need. A pro tip, take all your information to an attorney and they will help you sort out what is and what is not important. In order to get the custody that you want, whether that be primary or 50-50, there's one thing that absolutely has to happen. You have to be present in your child's life. That means you have to make sacrifices to your own personal desires in order to show a judge that you are the man that you say you are. That means you have to attend doctor's appointments. You have to attend school events. You know how many chorus concerts, how many doctor's visits, how many extracurricular activity events that I've been to in my life just so that I could go to court and say, Your Honor, I'm always here. I don't miss doctor's appointments. I'm there at the dentist. I'm there at physical therapy, speech therapy, whatever it may be. You have to be present and you have to be consistent. Now, I know this may seem like a lot to take in one short video. So what I've done is I've taken all the information I've given you here and I've expounded upon it in my course, Custody 101, a comprehensive guide for men. It's available on my website, www.hi-teaches.com. It is $19.99 a month. Cancel anytime. I am here to help. I've spoken to multiple lawyers who have said, RC, this information is something every man needs. And I was like, yeah, I know. I wish I would have known this 4 or 5 years ago. Get to the website, get in the course. There's a test, there's a workbook, and there's a quiz as well. You will walk away being armed with the information you need to fight for your custody. If you enjoyed the video, click the subscribe button. Let me know what you think in the comments. And don't forget, get to the course, get in, and let's get ready to fight for our custody.